We got some important news we need to discuss here about the Google Ads policy update in regard to some sensitive events that are ultimately going to more than likely spell doom and disaster for many a YouTuber and quote unquote content creator for a variety of reasons. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining the live stream. Hey Sarah, how's it going? And Jacqueline, what's going on? Hey, you're welcome for your shirt. Enjoy the t-shirt. Enjoy your Bucky's t-shirt. And yeah, let's go ahead and just jump right into this one. This is actually an email that I received this morning when I was out walking Max, and Max is hanging out here with me. And we were out walking, and this email came through, and I mentioned it in the video, but now I actually have an opportunity to read the email and break it down and tear it apart and dive right in and see what this email is really all about. And just to make sure, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me loud and clear? If so, just type yes. Just hit yes in the chat. If not, then no. Theoretically, you can't hear me loud and clear. You can hear me, but it's not loud. It's not clear. So I just want to make sure before I dive into this email that everybody can hear me and hear what I have to say, because this is not only going to be important for creators and the folks out there with their own channels making YouTube videos, uh, but also for the viewers and potentially what changes are coming to YouTube that will affect and impact the videos that you normally watch and you like and the creators. And unfortunately, I think it's good, but I also think it's really, really bad. And as we go through it, I'll give you my opinions on why. So thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Traveling Through. And thank you, Vogue, for confirming the audio is loud and clear. Uh, yeah, I'm down here. Hey, guys. I'm here. Uh, I think the context is going to be way more important than me. So uh, we'll fill the screen up with information, and I got a lot of emails here I need to go through. But Sarah actually sent me an email about some guy who's suing Walmart for, I think, these allegations of shoplifting. Very interesting. I plan on bringing you guys a Walmart video later today, and but for now, let's dive into this email from Google. So obviously, Google is the parent company for YouTube, and the email subject line reads: Google Ads policy updates sensitive events. Dear advertiser, it's interesting that they call me advertiser. Okay. In February 2024, Google will update the inappropriate content policy to clarify the definition of sensitive events. A sensitive event is an unforeseen event or development that creates significant risk to Google's ability to provide high quality, relevant information and ground truth, and reduce insensitive or exploitative content in prominent and monetized features. During a sensitive event, we may take a variety of actions to address these risks. Examples of sensitive events include events with significant social, cultural, or political impact, such as civil emergencies, natural disasters, public health emergencies, terrorism and related activities, conflict, or mass acts of violence. So I think it's really clear and easy to understand what they're talking about here. And this, to me, it seems like a similar instance of what Elon Musk was going through on X, formerly known as Twitter, and advertisers pulling out and him telling them to go F themselves. Because, yeah. But regardless of that, this is still happening. And we're going to continue reading here where it says examples of what we prohibit, non-exhaustive product. And this is Google language, okay? This is Google language. Google likes to speak in a language that no one understands and can't necessarily really easily be quantified, and therefore creates extreme vagueness, smoke screens, and ambiguity, so that it's harder to really know what's right, what's wrong, what's up, the difference between up from down, so that at any given point in time, they can pick and choose what they want to do and how they want it to impact you and affect you. But examples of what we prohibit, non exhaustive, products or services that exploit, dismiss, or condone the sensitive event, including price gouging or artificially inflating prices that prohibits, restricts access to vital supplies, sale of products or services which may be insufficient for the demand during a sensitive event. Interestingly enough, I receive emails on a regular basis in regard to this first example of what they prohibit. And for those of you who keep emailing me in regard to the possibility of myself and or my wife on Kevin 247 or Squirrel Tribe or any other affiliated channel of the Squirrel Tribe brand, we are not interested. Please stop emailing us. We do not want to promote your products that essentially are going to be prohibited by Google. We're not interested. Okay? Thank you. Now, additionally, using keywords related to a sensitive event to attempt to drive additional traffic. Claims that victims of a sensitive event were responsible for their own tragedy or similar instances of victim blaming. Claims that victims of a sensitive event are not deserving of remedy or support. And claims that victims from certain countries were responsible or deserving of a global public health crisis. Sincerely, the Google Ads team. So, uh, I'm hoping that you guys can pick up on what they're putting down here and some of the most recent events happening around the world that fall into these categories for which they prohibit, or I take that back. Effective February 2024 will prohibit non-exhaustive. And think about some of the other channels, some of the other YouTube channels that you guys know and love and watch regularly. How will this impact them and their content and the ability to create this content and share this information, albeit the truth, or at least some form of seeking the truth? But the latest here from Google on this email that I received just this morning, 8 a.m., 4 hours ago. It seems pretty clear to me that they are putting the kibosh on. Let's just run through it. We're going to start here where it says examples of. It's funny how they say they want to ground truth. Do you guys believe that YouTube wants to ground truth? But either way, examples of sensitive events include events with significant social, cultural, or political impact. And this makes perfect sense. We've been talking about this all along as we're approaching an election. Or I mean, it's an election year, but November is not too far away. So, examples of sensitive events include events with significant social, cultural, or political impact. So, YouTube, Google, whomever, however you want to describe it, they know the power that the platform presents and allows and offers, but also the power that they hold to limit, suppress, censor, silence, shadow, ban, or whatever, whoever they don't want to have this ability to communicate and effectively transfer and put into video and visualize, or even a podcast format of anything that would have significant social, cultural, or political impact. Albeit, it's probably gray area and a sliding scale. Whereas if the social, cultural, or political impact aligns with their agenda, then it'll probably be acceptable, deemed acceptable. We also have such as civil emergencies. Civil emergencies, I would categorize under evacuation. Uh, Civil emergencies are probably also categorized under lockdowns and mask mandates and other events like that. And we got natural disasters, and this one's kind of like bugging me out because it's like we just had a natural disaster here in Florida with the tornadoes coming through, and we're we're going to get some weather tomorrow on Friday, but Georgia, South Georgia, and Alabama, and I think South Carolina, they're going to get more of it. But it's a natural disaster, therefore, these are the examples. Public health emergencies. Oh boy, you know what that means. Public health emergencies. You got to be careful with that one. You guys know, people, they still ask me, they're like, why do you not say certain words? Why can't you say it? It's because I already I already knew that it was only a matter of time before they would revert back to, oh, that's unacceptable. That'll get you a strike. That'll get your channel deleted. And then they'll go back and look at all your videos where you said certain things, and they'll go, oh, nope, we're going to ding you here. We're going to ding you there. Terrorism and related activities. Yeah. hmm I don't think I need to go into great detail there, guys. That's all over the news. I know you watch Steve Ram. It's all over the news. You watch Steve Ram, you know what I'm talking about. And conflict. That's what got a lot of my videos flagged here recently, is conflict. And the conflict was actually between uh, people, shoppers, customers, and employees, and corporations like Walmart. And YouTube was like, no, they dinged me for those. They dinged me for those. Uh, Traveling Through says add KMT. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. And then Florbrun, Florbrun, that's a little disturbing what you just said. If you've got a link to that, I'd like to see it. If you could send it to me, I would really appreciate it. Medical insurance policies. If it's announced war or I'm assuming perceived. It doesn't even have to be announced. It's perceived. Okay. Wild and crazy stuff here. And then mass acts of violence, like we have seen before in various cities around the United States. Quite oftentimes, sparked and then instigated by nefarious organizations and uh, certain characters out there to push a narrative and get the world looking one way or distracted from something or whatever. But yeah, guys, this is it. This is it. And it's coming February 2024. So uh, be ready. Get ready for it. I think that this could be unbelievably devastating. And it says here that Google will update the inappropriate content policy to clarify the definition of sensitive events. Okay. So what they're doing is they're clarifying the definition of sensitive events with further confusion, further broadness, and like I said, further ambiguity. in definition. So if you click on this link here, it'll take you to the inappropriate content policy page here. And yeah, they call themselves doing a good thing, trying to clarify the definition. And Dragonfly, I'm reading your comment here. They're clueless. Most people are clueless. Most people are clueless. Most people are clueless, unfortunately, by design. That's how the system works. Meanwhile, others are clueless, intentionally clueless, because they just don't want to have to accept the truth of the reality. Therefore, would rather pretend like it's not happening. It doesn't exist. If I cover my eyes and I can't see it, then it's not real. Um, so, unfortunately, that's how that is. And the more folks we got out there like that, it's not like they're working against us, but they're definitely not helping and working with us, which is like just dead weight. It's just added noise. It's just further obstacles and distractions in your way. And fortunately, they're not necessarily working against us, but sometimes they can be. Sometimes they are, because if they are intentionally blind to it because they don't like what it is or what it could be, then they'll be more likely uh, to accept a lie delivered to them, presented to them, proposed to them by way of, for instance, universal basic income, or, free government stimulus money, or uh, whatever it may be, the lie that they want to share in exchange for your vote, theoretically, which they control that anyway. And yeah, and then those people are more likely to say, "Oh, okay, yeah, sign me up, please." Sarah says, "I'm on," and guys, today I'm on Ecamm. I'm on Ecamm today, so the comments, I can see them; they don't disappear like normal, and then I can share them on the screen. So it says that I have a mom and one sister who like to live in La La Land and not real life. I wish I could live in sometimes I wish I could live in La La Land. It's just make things easier. That's essentially being plugged into the matrix. Basically, you're in this La La Land. When you're unplugged and you realize that it exists, and it's like, oh boy, plug me back in. I'm joking, guys. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Let's see here. But yeah, so the inappropriate content, it's got a lot here. Google provides translated versions of our help center, though they are not meant to change the content of our policies. The English version is the official language we use to enforce our policies. To view this article in a different language, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of updates here. There's a lot of alerts and warning signs, and this video here that we could probably click and watch, that by the time you're done with it, you'll be more confused than when you started. And we'll just like kind of browse through some of these headlines here. uh KMS Reptiles LLC. What business are you operating over there, KMS? Kevin, thank you for your videos. Very informative. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Uh, I appreciate that. Sometimes, we need to hear that as creators, because we see a lot of noise. We hear a lot of noise in the comments, and they're not necessarily saying positive and motivating and kind things like that. So I really do appreciate that. Doug, yeah, La La Land. Yeah, Yeah, maybe that's why some people they unplug and check out every now and then. Just to just to get away. It's like a vac. It's like I'm going on vacation. Oh, where you going? Nowhere. I'm just gonna go to La La Land. Kimberly, I still didn't get the alert for your live. I scheduled this live probably about an hour ago, maybe about an hour ago. So I don't know how long it takes for the alerts to go out, but it's funny how YouTube consistently works to produce or implement new changes and updates, but they don't necessarily fix or improve some of the features that they already have that as a creator we encourage viewers and subscribers to set alerts and notifications so that you can receive these videos and these live streams, and then they don't work. They're trying to quote unquote supposedly create a platform that is a safe place but also provides the viewer with the highest level of satisfaction. But I don't know how that can happen when people are saying, "Hey, I still don't get alerts when you go live." D man, um, sorry about that. I'd say don't give up. Keep fighting a good fight. Keep fighting a good fight. He'll come around, right? Sometime sooner or later. And you'll always be that voice in the back of his mind, the back of his head. And you gotta keep trying. Um, that is cool. Uh, I never thought about that reptile gecko breeder. That's really cool. I know nothing about it. It just sounds really cool. So that's awesome, man. Doug, hey, super chat from Doug, $5. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you. I appreciate that. Uh, it'll help keep this party going a little bit longer. YouTube likes to hold back and suppress and throttle, and uh, January, so like December, the end of like October, Q4, supposedly, they pay more, but January has been a little rough. Been a little rough to start. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna, we're in a recession. But thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Um, and they've removed your channel videos for over 5 years. Yeah, they like to do that. They like to do that. But don't give up. Like if you really want to create content, don't give up. But, unfortunately, I think that with this change that they're talking about, we're going to have to begin to start speaking in a new code language again. Um, but yeah, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Um, yeah. It's funny. I just read an article about, let me see if I can find this article, and it said Google was deleting websites. And let me see if I can find this. It was something about if you had a business, all right, so I think it's if you have an inactive business website, they're going to get rid of it. So, but, it's hard to get a website going, especially with any sort of AdSense tied to it. So, it's honestly though, I'm slowly beginning to build that blog over on Buy Me a Coffee. So if you guys want to check out Buy Me a Coffee, there's a link in the description. And as you guys can see, you're getting the sneak peek of the 2024 planning guide. And that is going to be featured in the premiere on Saturday. And so you got the 2024 planning guide, and there's also the free personal finance guide. These are both free. And this one is going to be featured on a video that I'll release later today. But they're both free, and they're available to you, to anybody who's interested. But I think I'm gonna try to start building that up over there because Buy Me a Coffee has established themselves as a website, so I don't have to build it from the ground up. Um, so Suburbia says, I do love the fact that I work from home and still get alerts, but I don't get them from all of my subscribers. Yeah. Yeah, it's a challenge, and it's a challenge for the creators too, because we want you guys to watch the content, watch the videos, watch the live streams. But if you don't get the notification, then how do you do that? Some people send emails out, some people post community posts. They use Twitter and other social media just to like spread the word as much as you can. Uh, yeah, it's ongoing, and YouTube's tech and their AI, it's not without its kinks and its bugs. And I don't know if they're ever going to get it under control. And yeah, the election year is definitely going to have an impact on reach and the sustainability of channels in the future. A lot of them are going to go down. And unfortunately, we would be on the side of channels that would go down because we don't align with their push. And Sarah says, I get all alerts and notifications, no non-issue. And Sarah, I don't know, are you referring to all channels? Or are you referring to mine? Because maybe because of your activity with this channel, and also the fact that you're a moderator and you got the little wrench tool, I wonder if that puts you into a category where you're always going to get the notifications where others may not. But yeah, so on this inappropriate content web page for Google, they talk about dangerous or derogatory content. And some of this stuff is like self-explanatory, just don't be a bad person, don't be a bully. Sexually explicit content, save that for OnlyFans or for TikTok, one or the other, or Twitter or X. Twitter don't care. You can put anything, whatever you want over there. Compensated acts over here. Yeah, I'm not going to say too many words here because even though this is Google's language, I don't want to trigger anything on the live stream. Hey, it's all right, Denise. You're here. It's all good. Welcome. Um, Child thingies. We're not going to say that either. Mail order spouses. Is that secret language I was talking about? Adult themes and family content. We've seen that a time or two before, unfortunately. Shocking content, which is crazy. Shocking content. Like that term is so broad. Uh okay, Sarah says yours, Michelle's, and one other. See, I thank you. I didn't think that would be across the board. I think YouTube, like, it's finicky like that. Um Sensitive events, and I would say like uh any of the events that have happened since October 7th, I would consider to be sensitive. Um, that's interesting that Doug says that. That's crazy. But yeah, more sensitive events to come, unfortunately. I don't want to be a pessimist or, a Debbie Downer or uh, a doom and gloom or a fear mongerer, like some people like to say. But look, I'm not going to sit here and pretend like we're not going to have sensitive events popping up in the next few days. It's just the severity of it, the legitimacy of it, that I don't know. But to say that we're not I'm not that naive. Animal cruelty, uh, hacked political materials, and the hacked political materials, I think, has a lot to do with AI and the manipulation of video and likeness and speech and even closed caption on some of these different languages from other countries, and people manipulating all that for whatever reason that may be. But yeah, folks, that's where we're at. And it says it starts February 2024. So get ready, stay smart. Remember, knowledge is the best prep. Um, and thank you for the kind words, Nella. Love your wife's content. And yes, she sent me here twice due to what you were going to talk about. So yes, love all the new content between you two. Thank you for that. I gotta keep it fresh. I gotta keep it moving. I have to continuously work to improve, and I appreciate the fact that you guys uh, are supportive. And please stick with me here. Things are going to get better. Uh, and you know, some slight tweaks and changes to the content, the titles, the thumbnails, the delivery. But at the end of the day, we mean well. And honestly, I don't think that any of you guys here are part of the bunch that gets all bent out of shape with my titles and thumbnails. But if you actually watch the content and listen and pay attention, somebody actually even commented today. They said thank you for continuously providing us with information, knowledge, value, and entertainment. So this may not have been the most entertaining video, but I did want to bring the information, the value, and the knowledge. I appreciate each and every one of you. Enjoy your Thursday, and I got some more videos to come, maybe some more live streams later. You guys take care, be safe, stay smart, stay frosty, friends. I'll see you later.